Hi, this is Jones here, Act for Change with BWTM with a very, very special guest.
My name is Hugh Quarshie, I'm an actor. I've been doing Holby City, a continuing drama on BBC One for about 30 years. Before that I was in various films including Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, and before that I was a member of the Royal Shakespeare Company. I've been around for a while.
So, tell us about your journey. The challenge you had to face as an actor.
Well, you know, initially I thought that it was going to be easier for me, partially because I speak English with a British accent.
So should we say the Queen's English?
You know, my grammar's pretty good, my grasp of the idiom is pretty good. Plus, I came from an establishment kind of educational background. I went to a minor public school, it wasn't public school, I went to Oxford, and I joined the Royal Shakespeare Company. So I thought to some extent my path was going to be, shall we say, smoother than it is. But it wasn't to be the case, because I think there is a sense in which the prevailing values of are still perceived to be the values of, shall we say, desert island discs, you know, where you get the Bible and the complete works of Shakespeare. And to some extent, we are not included in those values. We are not the perceived face of Britain today. We are in certain areas, in sports, you know, to some extent in the arts. The other day I saw Charlene White reading the news, news at 10. And slowly but surely in politics, but not at the same rate as is occurring in the UK, for example. Faster than is, say, happening on the continent, say in Italy or France. But in terms of our visual representation on stage, on screen, on small screens, it hasn't happened as quickly as one would like. So, in that sense, no matter how well educated you might be, perceived race and ethnicity can still be a drawback. So, what you do about it is you wait for them to recognise it, or you try and do your own thing. I think the encouraging thing for me is that this young group of actors, Act for Change, is being really quite proactive about it. The assumption was that because of actors like me, Don Warrington, Don Clark, before us, Norman Beaton, Rudolph Walker, there would be a sort of momentum, you know, an unstoppable critical mass, if you like, that could not be ignored. But actually it hasn't quite happened that way, which is why it seems to be right now to be thinking, talking about quotas. And the Lenny Henry plan is really worth thinking about, as well as the American plan, where every script on TV is encouraged to have at least one role which could be played by a member of a minority ethnic group.
Now, speaking out like this, and the things and the views that we have, does it hurt in your own professional career? Because there's some people that would say, you know what, let me not say this so I can keep getting the money coming in and keep having good roles. Because there are a lot of actors, black actors and actresses that are real, let's say role models, people look up to. And when you've got to approach this, I don't really want to talk about this, I don't really want to talk about it, because that's going to endanger my own opportunity of gaining money for my own, you know, welfare. How do you feel about this?
Well, no, I think the thing is that we have to tell it like it is. There's a difference between getting on a soapbox and denouncing and criticising and biting the hand that feeds you. But there is, it's also, I think, perfectly legitimate, quite right, to question when certain casting decisions have been taken or haven't been taken, when certain characters have been written and have been perhaps not accurately written. You know, there is this understandable tendency in TV to play safe by going for the money. You know, even the BBC is not spared from the need to get an audience.
Right.
You know, and they're caught between a rock and a hard place in a sense, because on one hand they've got this, they've got to justify the license fee by saying millions of people watch it. On the other hand, they've got to do something which has, if you like, the correct ethical and moral values. ITV is spared that to some extent. Their criteria is more commercial.
Right.
But just in the same way that in the old days, there was always an argument that if you put a black model on the cover of Vogue magazine, people would stop buying it. And then, you know, Naomi Campbell shatters that. So I think ITV is lagging behind the BBC, and it's right, therefore, that Danny Lee Winter, who's been the prime mover of that change, should demand an explanation as to why the betrayal for the next drama season is almost entirely and exclusively white. The question has to be asked: why is that? You know, there's an assumption that black people only came to this country on the Windrush, when the reality is that we've been here for centuries, actually. And I think that reality has to be, well, it has to be more widely understood and more widely believed, you know, because there's still a generation of commissioners, of writers and audience who believe, you know, that Britain is actually predominantly white. You know, I think they're called UKIP members. You know, probably Daily Mail readers, and they probably haven't got a passport. You know, but these people desperately need to get out more. And if they can't get out more, then they need to be told.
My belief is change has to start at the top. At the top, getting more people that represent, who look and represent us and think more like us, saying we can make a vision. Because if you're executive team, for example, all white, and you're talking about bringing in minorities, disabled or whatever, you know, the conversation won't go very far because you're all talking about things yourself.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think that's the only solution. I think that's an important part, probably the main part. But we are increasingly a multi-channel universe, and a lot more people are getting their content, their entertainment online.
Of course, which is what BWTM is about as well.
So I think there is potential here for the television industry to follow suit. For example, say the music industry, where people have been releasing indie labels, putting them straight out online, and then the big labels pick up those acts, if you see what I mean. So to some extent, there's the potential here for us to do our own thing, you know, to start to build up an audience base for the main broadcasters to recognise that there's something going on out there which they haven't been clued in on, and then perhaps you'll get that momentum, you know, and before long perhaps there might well be a major broadcaster that is predominantly owned by BAMEs. You know, you might get a billionaire Dr. Dre in British TV, you know, or an Oprah, you know, a major production company which is run by and is focused on BAME issues. Because, and maybe in time, the term BAME will just wither away because we are part of the mainstream.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for talking to BWTM. It's a pleasure. This is Ingram Jones of BWTM. We're out.
Okay.
Can I get a photo?